Okay, so the vertical line test determines whether whatever function you have is actually a function. So it's pretty simple. You draw a vertical line through any function. And if that vertical line touches that function more than once, then it's not a function. So here, for example, notice how this line goes through this function. So this isn't a function here. The same thing when the line goes through here. It's not a function. Now notice over with these dots, notice how they're not how they're separated. Like this is a point, this is a point. So this is a function. Okay, so here we got a function. But notice here, this wouldn't pass the horizontal line test. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, this right here is not a function because these 2 points are on the same line there, so that's not a function. This right here is a function. Notice you have the open circle and the closed circle. The open circle could be a hole in the graph, meaning something's not there. Okay, so we know that this is not a function, this circle here. Here again, this is a function, and each circle or each dot is on its own line. Okay, so over here again, we got the triangle. So you know that's not the vertical line test says that that's not a function. This right here is a function. You draw lines through it. And notice it doesn't go through 2 points, so it passes the vertical line test. This is the same thing here. Each of these dots represent a point, and there's no points. 2 points are on the same line. So the difference between a function and a one-to-one function is pretty simple. A one-to-one function means for every x, there's only one y. And in a way, that's what the vertical line test says too, but think of the one-to-one function as the actual true case, meaning it is for every x, every y. It has to be unique, in this case at least. Okay, so with the horizontal test, we draw a line right through there. And it fails the horizontal line test because we draw a point through there. It goes through it more than once. Now this would pass the horizontal line test, but not the vertical. Okay, so the same thing here. This fails the horizontal line test because it touches these functions more than once. Over here, we do the horizontal line test. Okay, we don't have anything on the same line, so it passes the horizontal line test, which means it's a one-to-one function. Most often, graphs where part of the graph or all the graph is either going to an infinity or negative infinity, it's usually going to be a one-to-one function. Because the case in this line, I mean, this is going pretty far up. So we could draw horizontal lines through. And we would never hit any of the same 2 points. So this would be a one-to-one. By the horizontal line test, same thing here. Notice this line goes through both of these. So this is not a one-to-one function. Here, if you do the horizontal line test. The line goes through the function at one time. Okay, so if you look over here, I did that, didn't I? Okay, so that's about it, Jeremiah. Vertical line test, test for functions. Some functions are not one-to-one functions. For example, we talked about the parabola or the absolute value, because you could have an x value that'll give you a y value, and another x value give you that same y value. So the parabola, when it's up and down, is still a function. But again, one-to-one functions are usually going to be like the line, the cube, and they're always going to be increasing or decreasing. That's kind of one of the telltales of whether you could decide it's a one-to-one function. Okay, thank you.